So the other day my video was pulled. About 2 weeks ago I posted a video about my experience at the bank where I walked in without one of those things. You know what I'm talking about? And this big security guard who likes to give me a hard time, he comes in and he offers me one. And I said no thank you. And after 3 times I had to say no thank you, he goes, come on, come outside. At what point I said no. And I stood there in line, and the bank manager basically told him to bugger off, leave me alone. Now I went on to say a few more things in that video. Ultimately, it boils down to my opinion, how I feel about stuff. But apparently that's medical misinformation. Danger. I'm a danger to society because I have opinions. Later that evening, literally the same day, a friend of mine, who some of you may know, Runaround, he posted in a Discord a video of an actual murder. Now, I don't know where it came from. South America, they were speaking Spanish. Could have been Mexico, Venezuela, Guatemala, I don't know. 3 guys on a bridge. One guy filming, one guy leaning on the railing of the bridge, and another guy a little bit beyond. And they're chatting in Spanish. And without warning, the third man puts his arm on the neck, chest area of the guy leaning on the railing. With one hand, he puts his hand like this and pushes. With his other hand, grabs his legs, flips him over the bridge railing. The guy filming catches all that, and then he goes and he pans down, and you can see the guy fall. It's a very long way. You can hear him hit the ground. You know he doesn't make it. This is on YouTube. This is allowed on YouTube, an actual murder. This is okay. But I can't have an opinion about this. That thing that's supposed to do that. I can't have an opinion about that. But if I wanted to mirror this video of an actual murder, YouTube would be okay with that. Do I need to say any more? Now, the video I'm referring to had multiple warnings. You know how it says warning graphic and you have to click, and then there's a warning. I don't know if you've seen the must be 18 or over or whatever, but there was at least 2 warnings. Once you click okay, I agree, I understand graphic content, there was yet another warning. I've never seen this before, but there were 2 warnings that you had to click past in order to see this video. Graphic, warning, graphic. I expected to see a car plow into one of those guys. I've seen some horrible crap on YouTube or online and in real life. We've seen some horrible stuff. I expected something horrible like a car just ripping one of those guys apart. I did not expect to see this young man who didn't see it coming, and neither did I, get flipped over the rail and thrown off of a bridge. And I was disturbed. It was disturbing to me to see that. Somehow, that's okay, while my opinion is apparently so dangerous that it has to be pulled, and I got a strike. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. I'm just so flabbergasted as to the upside down, backwards bizarro clown world that we live in, where the opinion of some nobody like me is so dangerous that it has to be censored, while an actual murder video, an actual video of an actual man being actually murdered, is okay. That's fine. That can stay on YouTube, but not my opinion. Not my opinion about this, about whether I should or shouldn't, or how I handled myself at the bank. That's not okay. You know, not to make this too long of a video, but this leads me to a bigger question of free speech and incitement, right? They tried to impeach Trump again because they claimed that he was responsible for what people did at the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. And I just heard recently that Alex Jones is being investigated by the FBI for his part in inciting violence, when the guy is clearly on video with his own mouth saying, let's not do this, let's not be violent, don't do that, they're going to use it against us, don't do it. Hey, FBI, I got news for you. Your investigation is over. I just did it for you. Go look at the video of Alex Jones saying, hey everybody, let's not be violent. Let's not do that. They're going to use it against us. Investigation over. We live in some kind of upside down clown world where it almost doesn't matter what you say. It seems like if you stand for what's true, you're silenced. You're a danger. You're labeled and branded as a danger if you actually give a shit about what is true. This is the world we live. So, I hope that I didn't spout any medical misinformation on this video. But as a reminder, the video that I had pulled that gave me a strike, I never told anybody to do anything. I never told anybody to not do anything. I never said, hey, do this. I never said, don't do that. I just gave my opinion on how I felt. I told the story of my experience and I gave my opinion on how I felt about it. But even if I did say, all right, everybody, get your pitchforks and torches and I'll meet you at the Capitol tomorrow at 6 o'clock. How many of you would show up? Probably none. Probably none. If I said, everybody take a fork out of your drawer and stab yourself in the eyeball, how many of you would do that? How much weight do my words actually carry in terms of your actions, right? I mean, ideas are one thing. It's one thing to listen to me and get a perspective on things and listen to other people and get their perspective on things, and that's cool. That's free speech. That's freedom. You're free to listen to who you want. We all should be free to say what we want. But when you decide to take up arms or to take action, that's on you, right? It's illegal to yell fire in a crowded theater, right? No. It's actually not illegal to yell fire in a crowded theater. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. It's actually not illegal to yell fire in a crowded theater. Do you know why? Because if there's a freaking fire, somebody needs to yell fire. Right? If there's a fire and you yell fire, are you arrested for yelling fire in a theater? No. If people get trampled to death on their way out because there was a fire and you try to alert people, are you responsible for the people who got trampled? No. If I was in a theater and somebody ran in the theater and yelled, fire! You know what my reaction would be? This is just my opinion, YouTube. Just my opinion. Not telling anybody to do anything. But if I was sitting in a theater and I heard from the back somebody yell, "Fire!" my reaction would go, hey, honey, you smell smoke? You see fire? That would be my reaction. And if your reaction is to jump up and panic like a fucking monkey on steroids, that's your problem. Because, I don't know, I have this problem. I like to think about things before I act. And if Alex Jones says, take a hammer and break that window, we gotta go get in that Capitol, I'm gonna look at Alex Jones and say, take that hammer and shove it up your ass. And if somebody was to say, do this or do that, I'm gonna say, how about no? So who the hell am I? I'm a nobody. And even if I was to tell you to wear one or don't wear one, you're a sovereign individual. You're free to make your own choices. I'm not the boss of you, okay? I'm not responsible for your actions and your behavior. And that's the end of that story. And this idea of incitement is horse shit. Inciting violence? What if I got on a pedestal and I said, okay, everybody, get your knives and your rocks and your baseball bats and let's go get those bastards. You're all free to say, hey, piss off. Go screw yourself. Right? Aren't you free to do that? Are you free to make your own choices and behave and act on your own accord, regardless of what I had to say? Just some food for thought. I'm not sure where else I'm going to go with this, but yeah. What do you think? Am I wrong? Should there be an incitement clause in the law? Should people be free to say, hey, if Madonna can get in front of a crowd at a rally and say, quote, I have thought a lot about bombing the White House. Is that incitement? I don't know. Tell me what you think.